Hi, good morning. My name is Father Rayappa. I'm going to talk about noise, pollution, distortion, nuisance, causes a lot of anxiety, suffering, lot of discomfort. In fact, noise pollution acts and actually is the trigger for all the diseases. If you could filter noise out, I think we can put doctors out of business. So noise pollution, I think we are not aware of it. It's an evil. People have right to live in silence. Even animals and plants, Panjabhutas, they all want to live in peace and tranquility. No one has the right to harass other people's tranquility. Noise is a violence. It is an expression of arrogance and the tyranny part of humanity. Man is so evil. That part is expressed in noise. If he is a peaceful being, he wouldn't talk loud. He wouldn't want to interfere with other people. You can see in the buses and trains in India. India is the number one in making noise. There is no sound in India, only noise. Sound is beautiful. It's musical. Also, our music is only noise. Of course, there is good music in India. I'm not denying it. But most of it is a noise pollution. Music may be good. The composers are good musicians we have in India. But the mediums through which we play their music is crap. Imagine composers like Ilayaraja and A.R. Rahman, Nadeem Shravan, Anu Malik, Naushad, Audie Berman, Viswanathan, Ramamurthy, Deva. All these musicians, they make good music. But imagine these songs are played in government buses. Government buses and private buses. That is the place where they give bad reputation for Indian music. It's a disgrace, especially government buses. Such a beautiful art. In government buses, they present it as a distortion. They give bad reputation for all these great composers. Can anybody listen music in a government bus? The government buses are huge noise. The engine is loud and the whole seats are shaking, rattling. The whole bus can't sleep and we can't read. We can't even use our own telephones. Today everybody has cell phones and they also play their own music loud in the bus. They don't care about anybody. If you say something, they simply say, where do you come from? Mars? Jupiter? So all this noise affects human life, animal life. The extreme exposure to noise can end up in a sickness called hyperacusis. 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 In fact, I have it. I used to play loud music when I was young, but now that comes to haunt me. I have got pain in the ear, right ear. And this ear is a trigger. Even normal sounds, people consider them normal sound, but for me it's a nuisance. So I think I have hyperacusis. So I'll explain what is hyperacusis and what is the treatment for it, and how can we cure ourselves, and how can we cure other people by not putting too much noise in our lives. Hyperacusis is a condition that arises from a problem in the way the brain's central auditory processing center perceives noise. It can often lead to pain and discomfort. Individuals with hyperacusis have difficulty tolerating sound which do not seem loud to others, such as the noise from running faucet water, riding in a car, walking on leaves, dishwasher, fan on the refrigerator, shuffling papers. Although all sounds may be perceived as too loud, high frequency sounds may be particularly troublesome. As one might suspect, the quality of life for individuals with hyperacusis can be greatly compromised. For those with a severe intolerance to sound, it is difficult and sometimes impossible to function in an everyday environment. With all its ambient noise, hyperacusis can contribute to social isolation, phonophobia, that is fear of normal sounds, that is phonophobia, and also depression. Sound acts as a trigger for all the diseases. For a depressive person, sound can trigger. If you have heart disease, sound can trigger. Otherwise, mostly they are dormant. All it needs is a trigger. So, hyperacusis, the sound triggers like the trigger of the gun, the trigger of the smoking gun. Pow! So, sound acts as a trigger. So, how it is prevalent, the prevalence and causes of hyperacusis. Many people experience sensitivity to sound, but the hyperacusis is rare, affecting approximately 1 in 50,000 individuals. The disorder can affect people of all ages in one or both ears. Individuals are usually not born with hyperacusis, but may develop a narrow tolerance to sound. Other common causes include head injury, ear damage from toxins or medication, Lyme disease, airbag deployment, viral infections involving the inner ear or facial nerve, that's known as Bell's palsy, temporomandibular joint, known as TMJ syndrome. There are a variety of neurologic conditions that may be associated with hyperacusis, including post-traumatic stress disorder, chronic fatigue syndrome, Tay-Sachs disease, some forms of epilepsy, Valium dependence, depression, migraine headaches. Hyperacusis is seen in brain-injured children, some autistic children, and some children with cerebral palsy. Now we talk about diagnosis of hyperacusis. Individuals who suspect they may have hyperacusis should seek an evaluation by an otolary otolaryngologist or otolaryngologist, the ear, the nose and throat specialist. The technical name is otolaryngologist. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it right. The initial consultation is likely to include a full audiologic evaluation, that is, with hearing test, a recording of medical history, and a medical evaluation by a physician. Counseling about evaluation findings and treatment options may also be provided at that time. There are no specific corrective surgical or medical treatments for hyperacusis. However, sound therapy may be used to retrain the auditory processing center of the brain to accept everyday sound. This involves the use of a noise generating device worn on the affected ear or ears. Those suffering from hyperacusis may be uncomfortable with placing sound directly in their ear, but the device produces a gentle static like sound, known as white noise. That is produce a gentle static like sound actually that is barely audible. Completion of sound therapy may take up to 12 months and usually improves sound tolerance. Because social situations are often painfully loud for those with hyperacusis. Withdrawal, social isolation, and depression are very common for hyperacusis patients. Hearing tests usually indicate normal hearing sensitivity and often register at minus decibel levels. Counter to what one might think, this does not mean that those with hyperacusis hear better than others. Instead, it is a clear indication of a problem in the way the brain processes sound. Hearing loss coupled with low tolerance to sound is another, termed recruitment, a condition where soft sounds cannot be heard and loud sounds are intolerable or distorted. For example, a person with recruitment may have hearing loss below 50 decibels, while at the same time sound above 80 decibels may be intolerable. The result is a narrow range of comfortable hearing. So anyway, hyperacusis, it's a bad news. The good news is you can treat it and there is solution, and it takes 12 months. So if you are exposed to sound and you are experiencing pain in your ear, or you become intolerant to the normal sounds, I think you have a problem and you have hyperacusis disease. And go to the nearest doctor, the nose, ear and throat specialist, and pretty much they are able to treat the disease. And keep our environment noiseless, and people should be educated. In the school level, there should be lessons taught to kids when they are young, not to make unnecessary noises. Silence is the greatest gift. Before the Homo sapiens' arrival, this planet was living in peace. no sounds, only animal sounds. But after human evolution, everything changed. Sound. And we are making animals to flee. Even, I think even the rain clouds, I think this is my imagination. There is no scientific proof. When there is too much noise, I think the rain clouds, even rain clouds, can't condense. So today we experience no rain because of noise pollution. I think so. It's my instinct. Instinct is telling me, but I can't prove. No research has been done. It was good maybe 100 years ago. There were no loudspeakers, there is no jet engines, there was no big machines making noise. Rains, we had rains. We had monsoons in India. But the technology, loudspeakers, jet engines, trains, buses, horns, especially in India. So India registers low rainfall, but the noise registers too high. Are they connected? I don't know. Maybe some scientists can make some research. So sound can affect not only humans, also animals, also plants. I think sound can affect even Panjabhutas like soil, water, air, fire, and ether. So I think we have to return to silence. When there is no noise pollution, the environment benefits. Rains come. Hydrologic cycle comes back. There is evaporation. There is condensation. There is precipitation. There is runoff of water and infiltration. There comes prosperity and happiness and peace. So get away from noise. Reduce noise pollution and save our environment and ecology. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.